And very often when somebody goes through a crisis, they're either defined by their worst days, we say on Beyond the Crucible all the time, or they rise above it. And so in these movies and over the course of these weeks, we've had some people who have been defined by their worst day or worst days they've not been able to overcome, and others have been able to overcome huge challenges, and it does test and almost define their character. So by looking at these classic films, it's a good way for all of us to learn, how do you get beyond your worst day?
Yeah, and it's great. And since this is the last episode, I'm going to ask another question before we get into the movie, because you mentioned we had a couple of episodes where people did not overcome their crucibles. They leaned into their crucibles. Their lives were defined by their crucibles, in The Godfather and Citizen Kane in particular. But we can learn things from that too. I think one of the great things that I've loved about this series is that no matter the genre of movie, no matter the lead character or the character that we pull out to talk about, there are still big lessons for people to learn, even from those people, maybe especially from those people who let their worst day define them.
Yeah, that's so true. Because you can say, well, I can see the decisions that those characters made in those movies, and I don't want that to be me, because it typically almost always doesn't end well. They don't have happy or fulfilling lives. They typically don't have too many friends. So by looking at what could be, you can say to yourself, what do I have to do to avoid being that person? It can be very instructive.
Yeah. But that's not the case with our friends in Toy Story.